to another day of Steel Division League. To another match between some Division 4 players. We're going a bit lower than we were in the last couple of days, but that doesn't mean it get worse. For sure not from the entertainment perspective. With these two players, on the left side, last season's runner-up in Division 5, M&M, versus a newbie to this league, but for sure not to the game, Bishop5 on the other side. And as always, when I cast Bishop, I am on his side because I want to see him succeed, because he is in my fantasy league team. So yeah, that's the hopes there. On the other side, M&M already starting with an IS-2 on Bobre, which is interesting. It's the best position for sure for it. Like, you have a lot of open terrain that you like, a lot of long range opportunities at least to fire upon over here. The other side, see a lot of forces for Bishop in the south though, and it's again a clean data game, clean day game. So clean day really picked up since the latest patch, since Sherman's overall 50 calls got better. So let's see if Bishop can make them work, or if M&M can hold against it. He's playing 29th. We saw them lose yesterday in the hands of Wesley. Hopefully that doesn't happen to M&M. Let's see how it goes. Hello, Xantos Cake. How are you doing? How's your day? Strelkies, Ognmachikis. Let's make you guys vote. Who do you think will win this one? Between Bishop5 and M&M. Let's create a poll. While it's the players finalizing their deployment. Vote is up. And M&M versus Bishop is on the go. Both players, if they want to get to the playoffs, basically have to win this game, because they're both having 2 losses already. And if you get 3 losses or 2 losses and a tie, it's really, really hard to get up there. So Bishop and M&M both are basically forced to win this. If they tie, then M&M still has a chance because he already has a win. Bishop basically is out for this season then, because he only has a tie so far, a tie and 2 losses. So he needs a win for sure, and M&M also basically needs one. So it's really an intense game for both sides. Let's see how it goes. Bishop goes up to 13-11. Comes in with a couple of flamers here. We'll get the M8 rush over here. Let's see how the M8s work out. I'm not the biggest fan of these. 15 frontal armor is just absolutely on the lower end of things. But this push in the south can absolutely work out, because there's 2 little AT here. Oh my god, already kills the first unit in transport, and this is bad news for Bishop. That was his only real infantry unit here. Now his +2 will get run down by flamers most likely. And yeah, he doesn't have anything to beat down the M8s. Not even mentioning all the Shermans coming back here. Ooh, this looks like a tough start for him. Let's see what the IS-2 can achieve for him. He also lost something in transport over here. Yeah, he lost the 52p in transport. A lot of bad trades at the beginning already for M&M here. Bishop getting into position, and his position is always so nasty. Because, yeah, the enemy has basically no cover when he tries to push onto it. And you have a lot of forest to fall back into. So this makes it really, really hard for M&M there. And basically forces him to push up over here. Hits the half track. Moves on over here. M8's moving forward. T-34 coming down into the south together with an SU of 57. 3 Shermans though. Like, they didn't even arrive yet. Now they're coming in. And they're 3-star Shermans. The ones without leader ability. 1 leader Sherman, giving the other 2 1-star extra efficiency and bringing it up to 3. So this is a rough spot here for M&M. Now down to a 59. Not lost yet, but on a good way there, I would say. On a good way there. So he has to get some solid trades out here now. Maybe hope that Bishop overextends in his push and punish him there. But will be rough. Will be a rough game here. He's starting to push in the north though. And maybe he can make it work against the M8s with his IS-2. IS-2 basically invulnerable from all sides, like even from the rear to the M8s, so could go a bit more aggressive there. Su-57 and T-34 engaging onto 3 Shermans. I don't think that's the right engagement. Don't think that's the engagement you want to take. Even though sure you lose the flag over here, but I think you have to give that up. Focus more onto the center and the north. Try to get your points back there. B-73 coming around, not getting its bombs dropped. M8 over here finally dies. And the Su-57 is on a good spot. Engaging the M8, and the M8 will go down in the next couple of shots. Yeah, there we go. Su-57, a really strong anti-tank weapon with its 12 rounds per minute. It's pretty insane how fast this thing can spit out anti-tank rounds. T-34-85 in the south, this is the right choice. If he wants to fight these units down here, he needs a second one though. Like, one single T-34-85 can still be beaten by 2 Shermans. He at least got 1 Sherman with his T-34 earlier, and the Su-57, so they were not fully getting outtraded. Okay, so this is a good formation. Getting the Su-57 for spotting, and now this is a solid formation to push back on. And also a hard formation to beat for second plane day, because their tank capabilities end at 150mm of frontal armor. So just slightly above the 110 frontal armor of the T-34-85. It's a tough nut to crack for them, but the issue is that by now second plane day is already spilling out everywhere. Now getting this flag bridge as well, and it's a 17-7, so Eminem in a rather rough position, but still winnable if he can achieve a similar way of breakthrough in the north. And that's absolutely possible. There's few voltages here. He has a IS-2, he has some AA here, he has a T-34 that absolutely should be able to deal with the M8 over here. And with all of that, wait, did he... rear armor? Oh no, this is... oh no! Oh, what was he doing? Why did he send this guy in with rear armor first? Oh! Oh no, Eminem, that was unnecessary. That was a really unnecessary loss there. I wonder how that came to be. Like, maybe he misclicked, but gee, what's close there? What you would rather press, and that was really weird for sure. Maybe the tank did it on its own, but that usually doesn't happen. Okay, Stalky SVT is coming in to support the T-34-85 push afterwards. T-34-85 still struggling on dealing with the Shermans. They should get there in a second. Yeah, getting the first one, second one gets penetrated as well. Su-57 also supporting strongly. And more bounces, okay. But there it goes. So only the M1 gun holding back the T-34s now here. Don't know if the M8s really want to engage there. The Sherman does, but the M8s shouldn't really. Yeah, M8 number 1 bites the dust. We're engaging there. P-38 coming in. Ooh, that might actually go down. Gets the bombs off, but the 37mm can absolutely deal with it. Sadly, the 37mm doesn't get any redundancy bonus anymore from the IS-2, but it's still... ooh. Well, at least the P2 will take a bit longer to reload, but it will get out for now. Ooh, Su-57 gets killed off by an M1 gun. Good call in there by Bishop. Not calling on more tanks, but actually in a tank gun with those Su-57s obviously struggle. IS-2 though now engaging the M1 gun, and that's not good for the M1 gun. Yeah, losing 3 hit points in a shot there. And the M1 gun is absolutely useless against the frontal armor of an IS-2. No chance of penetration whatsoever. T-34-85s and Su-57 now engaging the M1 gun. The M1 gun is sadly not engaging the Su-57. It doesn't really stand a chance against a T-34-85 on nearly 2000 meter range either. So the better target would have been the Su-57 here. At least that one would have killed. This way it doesn't really achieve anything and will just die. So Eminem really might be able to get the comeback here, but he's obviously already low on points and he needs to get at least to 14-10 in the next couple of minutes. This half-track, for example, getting there would be nice. IS-2 getting forced back, but more T-34 is coming up, so this M8 is just about to die. Yeah, M8 goes down. IS-2 and T-34s will be able to push forward rather soon again. The first M10 coming in, the first 2 M10s actually. But this is an armored force to reckon with here. This is why it's always dangerous to get out of this position. Like, I think the better plan for Bishop would have been keeping this position, or just directly straight go here and not engage into in fights over here. Because here it's open territory versus open territory, so M&M actually stands a chance of trading well. If it's cover versus no cover, M&M really doesn't stand a chance there. So I think it was a bit of a misplay there by Bishop to get out in the open. We saw similar things happening yesterday to Grey Fox, but Grey Fox still made it work in the end. Let's see if Bishop can make it work in the end as well. I would still call him ahead here, but M&M is picking up. The recon changes US Turbo are pretty good, yeah. They're really good. Like, recon is absolutely useful now. It's still not, like, I like it that it's not, like, whoever has recon wins. But, like, recon can be played really, really well now, and actually does a lot of, like, you can put recon in a good spot, then you see enemy AT guns and stuff like that. And recon itself was hard to spot, so, yeah, there's really, that was a really good change there. And here comes Seandra instantaneously to say the opposite. Okay. Thank goodness Niki's coming around. Thank goodness Niki's over here pushing forward. Voltage is getting killed off. Ether 476 is moving forwards over here. $14:10. So M&M made it take slower. Has 15 minutes now to try to bring the game back. Actually, go it's to 13:11, but there's a lot of tank forces up here. Well, the stealth change, like the only thing, yeah, that is annoying is that the visibility of tanks is a bit too high at the moment, but it's still better than before. T-3485 coming up. And I think one of the reasons why, like, I think one of the bigger reasons for why tanks are way better now is the MG buff. Instead of the recon change. Like, the recon change is strong versus bazookas and so on. That's a bit annoying, like they should be a bit more stealthy. But overall I think it's still better than what we had before, and it's for sure a nice meta change up. 37mm coming up. 38 coming up. Ooh, M10's coming back up, killing the T-35, and if Bishop can keep this position, he's still super fine in this game, I think. Goes down to a 12-12 though, as M&M is pushing up in the position over here. Obviously this position is even further forward and cutting down 2 reinforcement routes as well. Like, basically completely. Could even, like, if you lose this position here completely, the game is lost for you as red, I think, but he still just loses it for now. Engaging the IS-2 here is dangerous. I don't know why M&M is actually nearly showed side armor there. Should just keep the IS-2 there. No real chance for the enemy to penetrate him anyways. More AA pieces coming up for him. I think he lost one in transport here. Yeah, I think that was an AA piece lost in transport. A bit unfortunate. Su-57 over here engaging on infantry. BB bomber hitting Su-57. Valky getting engaged. Barry coming up. Sturkey SVT dies. Su-57 gets engaged by M8. M8 goes down. But that's more to do with the Shermans. T-34 is coming around. It has a lot more to do with Shermans than with the recon overall. Like with the Sherman, with the 50 cal buff. And the 50 cals being absolutely dominant against infantry now. Coming up. So 50 cal Shermans and 50 cal half-tracks are really great against infantry now. Or all soft target for that matter. Sherman over here gets hit. 12-12. Because in general, like especially in longer ranges, tanks are even blinder than they were before, so it's really not due to the recon changes, actually. Like tanks don't even see tanks on 2000 meters now. $34.85. Engaging. Also, MRT messed up his martyr position really poorly in game number 2. Like in game number 1, or was game number 1 the Orsha North game? Like the Orsha North was pretty poorly played by him. Nice too. With the early game and the martyrs. Like it really was not due to, not just only due to the visions. It was also just him messing up big time there. 14-10 for Bishop. DB73 coming in. He's like 485 coming up. There he's coming up. At the moment I could absolutely see Sherman's going up to 75 points, yeah. DB73 over here. IS2. Like if they stay where they are at the moment, Shermans need to get a bit pricier once more. Where are they at the moment? No, they are at 65 at the moment, right? Yeah, so I could see them at least going up to 70. Yeah, 70 is fine, I guess, and these up to 80. Does they also have a 50 cal, right? Yeah. But red guy coming up. Like 50 cals are nearly at the level where they were in Normandy now. Not quite. Still not quite as good as they were in Normandy. Like in Normandy they were even one of the best AA pieces you could get. It was quite insane. Like, but they're still pretty good now. Nice two over here. Engaging onto voltageers. More T-34-85s moving forward. Nice two coming up. Well, maybe you're just the best player in the game at the moment, Seander. No, as I said, I think it's strong, but I think it's not due to recon. It's more to other things. Like, these things have a 50 cal, these things have a 50 cal, these things have a 50 cal, and 50 cal got incredibly buffed, like the vehicle one. Not the normal one, but the vehicle one got insanely buffed. So, yeah. T-34-85. Getting crew killed over here. Coming up. Well, they can kill plane, obviously, if they at some point, yeah. Or if you get like 8 to 10 Shermans, you can still also kill a plane, I guess, in Steel Division Normandy, if you let them fire upon it long enough. But it's not nearly as good as it was in Steel Division 2. It's Steel Division Normandy. It's Steel Division 2. Bishop still keeps on to the plateau down here. Brings in the DB-73 bomber. hitting the Strelkies over here. And he stopped the push of the IS-2. IS-2 is still alive. And we have a second IS-2 and the T-3045 Comrade down here. But M&M struggles to get back onto the flags, which means he is really running out of time slowly but surely. Spitfires, the turn once more was maybe one turn too many. No, Spitfire survives for now. Actually, tanks cannot see everything. Tanks can see everything when they're right next to it. But tank vision overall wasn't increased, Seander. Tank vision overall got decreased. Recon tanks can see everything. That's an issue as well. Like, recon vehicles are a bit too good. It makes M8 even insaner, because recon vehicles now have the same vision as recon infantry. And didn't got price increase for that. So recon M8s, who have a 50 cal and really great optics, are insanely good now. T-3045 coming up. Like, I think what we need is a increase to some of the recon vehicles and price. And then, like, yeah, maybe a Sherman increase again, and then it should be fine again. And yeah, tank visibility needs to go down by like it should not be able to spot Panzerfaust till they are like in 150 meter range, so that they actually can align and shoot. Like with the stealth of Panzerfaust, teams has to go up a bit, so they can shoot out of green cover. At the moment, they are only good in buildings, or when you actually macro them. Plus alignment time for Panzerfaust still has to go down. The alignment is a bit too long. Maybe for all of these weapons. It has to go down a bit. T-3476 has to come up. But I still like it more than what we had before. Meta-wise. Way more. As I said, I think the issues that Siandra brought up are way more to other things than to recon. Like, recon is a part, yeah, I agree, but it's not the part that makes it bad. The part that makes it bad are 50 cal changes and recon vehicle changes, yeah. Without price increase. But yeah, Panzer Shrek is shitty. Panzer Shrek was always shitty though. Panzer Shrek always had that issue. It only now becomes a bit more significant, so it actually needs fixing now. But Panzerfausts always were worse than AT grenades, basically, because the AT grenades get thrown instantly, and Panzer Shreks lead like 2 seconds to a line or something, which is like way too long for engagements like that. Coming up over here, Strelky DP coming up. But yeah, tanks on their own don't see that much more. They really only, it's weird, like, because long range visibility went down, but short range visibility went up. I don't know how exactly that worked. Yeah, don't know all the modifiers. Maybe they modified green cover more. Like, overall vision went down, but also the cover bonus went down or something like that, and that's why they get spotted in 200 meter in green cover by tanks. And like, that could be a reason. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the reason is for it, but yeah, that needs to be a bit fixing, so that Panzer Shreks and so on are a bit more effective again. As of now, I try to get them into spots like down here where you like, and then in here where they have like less than 200 meter range, so they can shoot on things coming by. Like, overall, I think micro is much more important now. way more importance, which is a good thing. Ooh. The Sherman 76 has got the IS-2, which is a bad thing for Eminem, who is in complete in the position. Sorry that I don't cast the game right now. I just, yeah, the topic came up and I wanted to talk about it. Yeah, Bishop is still continuing going on here, going strong, and on a good way to victory. I don't know what's up with Fierce Presser John. I will talk to him. $13-11. Strike ADP moving forward. More strike ADP around. Volunteers. I remember him 2 weeks or so ago asking if anyone wants to play right now. But yeah, Just Pastor John always seems to be a bit shitty when it comes to organizing his games. Like, that was already an issue in previous seasons. It was not as big of an issue though as it is right now, as he only has 1 game played so far, which is really, don't know. I don't know what's up there. But I think he, yeah, like, I saw him raging a bit about the game on the Steam forum, so it might be down to that. Though I'm not sure. Like, I don't know what the reason for his absence in the league is. If it is down to his military service again, or like that was in previous seasons, often the issue. But yeah, I don't know. 13-11 here for Bishop. Can Eminem make the comeback happen? He needs 1 more flag at least to get it back to a 12-12. Continuously gets bombed by DB73. T3045 goes down. Stocky DP is trying to hold on, but a lot of infantry coming in here for Bishop. So trying to get this flag will be hard. Ooh, flag over here falls back again. And he doesn't have... He has a nice 2 coming up again. Mortar half track hitting the 37 meter here. That falls into these flags fall as well, then it's for sure over. It's now 13-11, but ooh, next bomber comes in. Kills off the T-3045. T-38 and Spitfire coming up again. Big blows there. 13-11, and the game looks like it's over now due to these air bombardments. T-38 went down. Spitfire also most likely will go down here. 37 moved a bit too far backwards, maybe. Give any real protection. Oh, it goes to a 12-12 actually. Maybe I called it too... Well, no, I don't really call it too early. I don't think he can hold on to any of these flags right now. And with these falling, the last half a minute should be taken by Bishop. There's really no forces down here to hold enough of the front. Nice 2 not moving forward over here. Yeah, this is 12 seconds, 10 seconds. No way. No way. Might even go up to 59 now with the map, the front line collapsing over here. No, it stays at the 13-11. But it's GGVP here for Bishop. Keeping his chances to move to the playoffs alive in game number 1 and keeping my points somewhat okay in the Fantasy League. GGVP. Let's move on to game number 2 in a second. So here we go, guys. We're coming to the sellout section of the stream. With Bishop being 1-0 up, it's time to talk about how this whole lovely tournament is funded. And this is via Matcherino. Matcherino is the way that we get the prize pool for this tournament funded. And you can support this prize pool to rise without even having to pay anything. Just go to Matcherino via !Matcherino in the chat. And then use the code Sherman to add 50 cents into the prize pool for free. So that the top players of the league, of all the divisions get prize pool, can enjoy a bit more money for their great play. And that there is a bit more to fight about for those guys. And then we get a bit closer to being an esport. A bit closer there. Hashtag esports ready. Hashtag let's go. Yeah, you can also buy yourself a hoodie for 35 bucks, for example. And 35 bucks getting added to the event as well. That's another way to support the tournament, and I don't know how I got here. But yeah, here we go again. You can also buy yourself a coffee if you're living in the US. Though it's pretty expensive coffee, so yeah. Don't know if you want to do that, but yeah, it's, I think 1 kilogram. Oh no, it's, oh yeah, okay. It's actually pretty expensive. But if you have the money and you want to get some expensive coffee, maybe that's the way to go. Some D&D game. Some more games. Some anime, mangas that you can get yourself and support the tournament. Yeah, that's the way. But now, let's jump back into the game after that short sellout section. And let's jump into game number 2 between Bishop and M&M. And M&M back on his staple division. I was surprised we didn't see it in game number 1. We see it in game number 2. On the left side in blue, M&M. On the third, guards mechanized. On the right, in red, also with a Soviet division, Bishop with the 97th. Guards Strelkovy. So let's go. Ognomachiki, Vajvedgas, Partizani snipers. Where are the Partizani RM38 58mm mortars? Really good. 15 points for a 3-man 50mm mortar with 800-meter range. Great rate of fire, indirect fire by now as well. These mortars are really useful by now. For the cheap price and for like both effective indirect fire on the range and indirect fire, so you can use them in positions like over here to shoot onto the hill up here, and if something comes across the edge, it can also fire upon there, or maybe use it like back here to shut down anything that comes up the hill. Like there's a lot of nice slots for these. Another one going down here to give, I guess, more of an indirect fire support to all these guys. Really, the RM38s are nice mortars, especially in this division where they come with a discount of 5 points, plus an extra manpower, so they don't die as easily, and you can get more of them, because they're cheaper. So, Partizani DP is coming down here, Guardia is coming down here. Got the first 2 Shermans down here, another Sherman up here. An S85 to try to counter that. Sniperi's in a... what? Okay. Sniperi's in an M3A1. Didn't expect that. Partizani Sniperi from M&M gets caught out in the open. Gets killed off. Those are the 1-man sniper teams. Oh wait, the Partizani RM38 got fixed. They are 20 points now as well and only 2 men. Disappointing. But still solid. RM38s are still solid. But a bit sad that they lost their uniqueness. I guess someone asked Eugen why they get better one? Because it's just fine. Because it's unique. Because it's flavor. But I guess someone had something against flavor. Or his division being weaker than not getting the special treatment and had to get it down. Sad. Bit sad about that. But yeah, RM38. I guess it's still a solid unit. And especially in a position like here, if you now use it for indirect fire to the spot, it can pin down units really quickly. And all of that for 20 points. Pretty efficient. Pretty efficient in what it's doing. You don't want to have too many of those, I think, but 1 or 2 is nice. Okay, so Eminem losing the hill on in the center. Partizani engaging the Guardias. Yeah, it's a shame that Partizani... Like, at least they should have kept the 15 price, I think. Like, yeah, I can see the argument for bringing him down to 2 men, but I think they should have kept the two prices. If you need, give them disheartened. But yeah, they should have been the discount Arm 38s. Really kind of sad to see them go. Two being same as all the others. This is 2 over here engaging the Emcha. Arm 38 coming up, starting to fire. Emcha going down. Emcha over here engaging IS-1, but IS-1 is pretty impenetrable, so Emcha going down here as well. And this starts to be a bit of a problematic situation here for Eminem again, as he lost his tanks down here now. Can his Cobra get the IL-2? I guess so. Cobra is retreating. IL-2 is retreating. Cobra is behind it. 37mm should make shot work. Ooh, but now it's Cobra on Cobra action. Is there more Cobras coming for Eminem? No. So his one will lose this fight because it doesn't have the veterans here and it already got shot at. Ooh, both survive for now. Yeah, but it was also not in need of a nerf, was it? Like, this division is not OP. It's good, but it was not OP, so nerfing it was, I think, pretty unnecessary. There's one engaging the red guys over here. 38 engaging as well. Engaging onto the red guy down here. And get the kill. Or the 50 cal kills it off. Doesn't seem to be able to. His 20mm frontal armor is quite a bit. But the red guy survives. Goes on to hunt the reinforcement roads here. Partizani is engaging the Ognomachiki. S258 gets killed off. 13-11. '85, by the way. This was my German brain talking there with 58. As we talk we say the numbers the other way around. It's 5 plus 80 in Germany and not 80 and 5. There's one engaging the guy at EP. 34 shutting down the road over here. Oskin. Cobra is close to going down. Quite damaged. Guardia's DP is trying to push the open, but the Maxime should be able to hold on here easily, especially with another Guardia DP helping it out. Yep. Brings it back to a 12-12. Can he hold on though? Can Eminem hold on? The red guy here is really nice. I'm just sitting around here. There's 2 coming up. More Partizanis coming around. Guardia getting engaged, getting pinned down. Yeah, you have to rely on the Sys 2 with Third Guard's tank. Third Guard's mechanized to deal with heavier tanks. And yeah, everything like a IS-2 or so is really, really tough not to crack. That's true. So you can still do a lot of shenanigans with Shermans, so... L2 coming up, hitting the units over here, and everything here gets pinned down, and this is really, really bad for Eminem. Still up to 13-11, and now down to a 12-12 again. But this time he plays balanced, so he is waiting for a long game. So if you can hold out here, It should be somewhat fine for him. But obviously losing this hill in the center is always rough. So as long as you have this hill, on the other hand, it's still okay. But if you lose both of these hills, it's usually game over. So that's something we have to watch out. Same goes for Bishop. If he loses these like all these 3 hills to Eminem, he's basically done for as well. Emcha Kamradi over here, killing off the Rajvedga. To him 3M A1. And more Emchas coming in for Eminem, but he will struggle with the T-34-85s and the IS-1. He basically has to get into a position where he can flank them, and that's rather hard to achieve. Partizani is getting killed off. Yeah, planes coming in once more. M2A1 goes down. And Eminem is attacking the hill up here. T-34-85, number 3 for Bishop coming up. Or number 2? Number 2 maybe. Yeah, these Germans have to be careful. You really need to get into a side shot position here to make them actually work. And this is not too easy to achieve here, but it's possible in this terrain. This terrain absolutely allows for it, but you have to be a bit... you have to set a nice ambush up. Use your imagination to find nice spots. Test a bit around. Sis-2 up here, now aiming for the T-30-45 as it fires onto side armor. If it would have hit, it should have penetrated. Sadly, it doesn't hit. Wind gets killed off here by T-30-45. Another ARM-38 coming in. Okay, there's some Partizani DPs for the south. And now the MCHAs get caught out in the open, and that's not where you want to be caught out here with MCHAs. Eminem doesn't seem to realize it just yet, so they keep on fighting, and this is the worst thing they could do. They have to move on into either up here or down here. Instead, they engage, and this is really not what you want to do here. Gets penetrated for the first time. They continue on bouncing onto the T-30-45. Actually, the T-30-45 is damaged, but yeah, that's not the range where you get the penetrations against the T-30-45. You have to get another like 100, 200 meters closer, and then maybe. But even then, frontally is not the engagement you want to take against the T-30-45, and especially not against an IS-1. Yeah, always, Sir Daniels, always. That's the reason why. It's not because this is the latest game uploaded, it's just because I have him in my fantasy league. But I'm obviously biased. I'm obviously biased, so yeah. Eminem keeping it up to 13-11. But loses a couple of MCHAs over here. T-30-45 pushing forward. IS-2 coming up, and this makes it... Yeah, IS-2 is a tough nut to crack for third guards mechanized. You basically have to bomb it to death, or like rocket it to death. Like, and that's a lot of effort. Like, a lot more points invested than the IS-2 actually is worth in price. So, yeah, those are always nasty. Those are always nasty to deal with here. 10 minutes in. T-34-85 goes down. Thanks to Assist 3. Another Assist 2 coming up. And remember, keeps it at 13-11. 13-11 is fine. We are now in B phase, so income now is even. So that should be okay for him, but I'm really worried about the IS-2 in the north. The IS-2 in the north is scary. Eminem in a rather rough spot, and now a lot of T-34 is setting up back here. I don't know if this is on purpose that they don't move further forward. If you want to move them all at the same time. Do they even have the same speed? I don't think so. 40. They're faster, right? Yeah, 55. So that doesn't even make sense. I'm not sure what the plan is here. Maybe he just messed up something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not on purpose by now. Oh, hiccup. Because even if you want to build them up as a reserve, you don't want to have them back here. You rather want to have them even either here, or maybe even at a position like here or here. Oh, hiccup is killing me. Sorry, guys. I'm 38 over here. engaging. Haven't had one of these in a while. T-45 gets killed off. Also, we had the first snow today, which was pretty nice. Just went for a jog before casting. Snow is always... The first snow of the year is always something nice. Like the air feels way cleaner and so on. Even though I always struggle a bit when I do sports in cold air, but still a lot of fun. Yeah, it's gonna turn muddy and filthy, but it ain't muddy and filthy just yet. So that's the nice part. L2, M3 coming up. In the Guardia. Partisani. Guardia engaging over here. Should be able to push forward even deeper, because the Partisani, nah, single Molotov is not enough to change the outcome of this fight. With the Okmachiki coming over, maybe, but the Okmachiki can't really come over, but they stopped now, and now the ARM-38 can engage. Bishop still at a 1410. 1410 is not enough, he needs 15-9, but he can absolutely get there. He has this flag obviously under attack. He's still pushing onto here. And the IS-1 is such a murder here. This is... serial killer here on hand. Ayo Matov killing one Amcha after another. Yeah, they get the A19, I think it is, which has way less availability than the M30, I think, but is a bit better overall. Though it fires AP shells and not heat shells, if I remember right. Which makes it a bit less of an AT gun. So, yeah, less availability plus not firing heats. So, Partisani DP engaging over here. Yeah, so that's the issue for... for third guards tank or mechanized, that they don't really have M30s or anything, like no cluster bombers, no ISUs to deal with IS-2s. Like the only thing they have are SU-85s and SIS-2s, and those obviously ain't really that great. And then they like can get a couple of bombers out, but they take forever. So dealing with IS-2 is a rather tough job for them to do. Oh, and this Bishop off map. Ooh. That's the rocket. Yeah, that's the 132mm rockets. They will be painful. 80 points, right? 90 points. This will be rather painful down here for Mr. Eminem. Off map on its way. North. Guardia's pushing in. 34. 76 is moving further forward as well. And the off map comes in. Oh yeah, right. It's right. I maxed him up with the other Sherman division right now. 9th has the A19. Right. 9th Guards Cavalry has the A19. True. They don't get anything for dealing with heavies. And yeah. It's a lot of rockets on the outlier. It's a lot of nice rockets just on the outside. Not so nice for Eminem though, who is now down to 59 by losing this flag. He gets an off-map moment zone out there now. Gets a couple of Shermans out, gets a 37mm out, but he can't deal with these units. Can't deal with the IS-1 down here. He can't deal with the T-34, with the IS-2 up here. Yeah, he just gets overrun by that. The IS-2 is a really huge problem for him. Ooh, SIS-2 using a PCR shells. It's 4 penetrations onto a T-34 76, which obviously is not something you can should go for. So you really should turn off that PCR, because then you only need 2 penetrations. That was rough. Emcha coming in. More Guardias coming up over here. P34. Pushing in over here. Emcha coming in as well. Just 3 over here, engaging the Guardias. Guardias coming in as well. E2 trying to go deep. Gets the run off because it's a bomber, so it needs to be fully stressed. Unlike fighter bombers, so only need to be halfway stressed to P4 spec. Which makes him always get through basically. And they're still fast enough to don't die to a single AT gun. A gun. So yeah, Bishop is in full control again, and looks like game number 2 will also be a loss, as it is back to 59 now. Yeah, this T-34 holding the line over here. And he doesn't have anything to deal with T-35, he doesn't have to deal anything with the IS-2, so no way of stopping the northern push, no way to really get back in the south, and yeah. This looks like the beginning of the end here for Eminem. T-34 is over here, pushing forward as well. Noachiki getting killed off. ARM-38 getting killed. Emcha retreating over here. And Eminem surrenders, and this is totally fine. Yeah, it's just no way of dealing with what the opponent has there for Eminem. GGVP to Bishop, keeping his chances of getting to the playoffs alive. For Eminem, that means one more season in Division 2, though he will most likely not get pushed down, as he is, I think, still 4th place out of 6 in the group. And yeah, like, 3rd guards mechanized didn't stand a chance there. And it's really a shame that the Partizani ARM-38s got changed. Unnecessary in my eyes. Like, really, that was one of the cool things about the division in my eyes, that they had the unique, cheaper, more, better ARM-38 just overall. And it's not like ARM-38s are absolutely broken, so But yeah, that's it. That's it for today with Steel Division. I will move on to playing a bit more Spellforce for the next couple of hours. So thank you all guys who are here for Steel Division. If you don't want to stay around for that, that's fine. I will move on into Spellforce now and play a bit more of the campaign where we failed